Please correct me if I'm mispronouncing that. Seth Bonnell.
It's Bonnell. Yeah, you said
Seth
it right
Bonnell.
that second time.
Welcome to the Great Wide Open Podcast. I'm so stoked to have you. We have met once before at an open mic, one of my favorite open mics, the Center of the Universe over there in Payson. So glad to have you on board, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. I have a bunch of questions lined up for you, but first, I'm going to kind of intro what I know about you and what I've kind of learned just from afar from your IG, from your Instagram, and just seeing you live. First of all, very unique personality here in the Utah area, Utah County area. Super unique in your music and your musicality and your energy that you bring. Like I've noticed and learned there's a lot of like indie vibe, very soft-spoken singers and very in touch with like their emotions, but then there's you, still emotional, but like in your face, rock solid. Like, so I love it.
Thank you. That's
please
awesome
explain your influences, explain your background. How did you get to where you're at? I want to get to like your influences. I think that you and me share a lot of the same love for bands. But yeah, first and foremost, how did you get to be Seth Bonnell?
Okay, cool. Yeah, loaded question, and I'm stoked for it. So, my history, we'll start with just my dad was a total musician, not musician, but a music lover. And I could just like solidify that by saying he went to Woodstock in '69.
Nice.
So he was in it, you know. So that got me in it pretty young. Grew up on classic rock, started playing guitar when I was about 13 years old. I've actually got my very first guitar hung on the wall over here. Maybe we'll show in a sec. But so about 13 is when I like got this guitar from a garage sale in Kansas. I was like visiting my dad in the summer type thing. And started playing it. My mom saw like, oh yeah, he's like interested. So she got me this little like a Kmart special, you know, one of those like $60 acoustics.
For sure.
And I just ran that thing into the ground. Like I just played it until the framework on the inside started to kind of come undone and it was all rattly.
Love it.
Like it's a serious thing. It's not a hobby or whatever. Like I need another one. So we got me a good one. And then the rest is history as far as me playing. My influence is like I said, grew up on classic rock, Zeppelin, the Doors, the Beatles, and everything in between, you know. Yeah. And I love it. And then until I was like in my early teens, I think I was in high school sometime, and I was one of my friends, a couple of them were listening to some bands like The Used, and because we're from Utah and they were stoked on it. And I was still kind of bitter at the time. I was like, if it's not classic rock, it's not good, you know. So we're skating and the Used song comes on and I'm like, wait, who's this? You know, they're like, dude, this is The Used, you know, you got to get. So from there I got into like punk rock and post-hardcore screamo stuff pretty much, you know. I was like in it to win it. I was like, wow, there's more stuff than classic rock. This is crazy. Yeah. And that just like was epic for me. That was like a completely monumental like shift for me in the music industry or in my music journey, where I was just so in it. So I started getting heavy because there's a culture behind that. You know, that was when emo was like at its heart. You know, people were out there like full on skinny girl jeans and
absolutely
stuff. Yeah. So that's like a big, huge part of my influence as far as like my crazy, loud, in your face, raw, but heartfelt and emotional energy.
I love it.
It's like a core part of me because it influenced such a huge part of my music journey. That those bands and those artists like Taking Back Sunday, The Used, Story of the Year, you know, all in the My Chemical, all that stuff was just like what I grew up on. So from there I was like hadn't been in a band yet or really, and I got recruited by a friend of mine, good lifelonger that I just will love forever. His name's Adam Badsgard. He was in high school with me in guitar class and he heard me playing. Long story short, he kind of recruited me and was like, let's do a band. He was really, 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 really good. And I was like, I don't think so, dude. I don't know if I can do that. I said, I don't even sing at the time. At the time, I didn't even know I could like had a voice or whatever. And so he's like, yeah, you can watch. Blah, 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 blah. He teaches me a couple little things. finds out, yes, you can, you just didn't know type of deal.
Yeah.
And we start playing. We joined a band. My first band was Standard Issues.
Love it.
And yeah, it was cool. Like an acoustic rock band. We had a girl drummer. She was amazing. And we rocked that for a while. He went on a mission. I did not. And we totally like went off. We were like total opposites on that. And I was like, I grew up in the church, but was out of it by then. We'll probably cover that later. But so I was like, what do I do? I wanted to start some like heavier stuff, you know, some of that. I was getting into the post-hardcore stuff. And I started my first heavier band with my best friend at the time called Here Lies Martha.
Nice.
And we were like pretty good, solid, heavy screamo, you know. And so that was super fun. I sang and screamed in that one.
Was it? Were you then here, or did you grow up here? And then you mentioned Kansas, so you visited your dad in Kansas, I'm guessing, but you're based here.
Yeah. So I was Spanish Fork since first grade.
Oh, wow.
You know, all the first through 12th. So this is all like in Spanish Fork and surrounding areas. So yeah, this is like, now we're pushing into like 18 years old, and I had started this hardcore band, Here Lies Martha, with my friend, and I was singing and screaming and playing and rocking, dude. I was just feeling that energy, that onstage energy, like for the first time, really like heavily. And that went on for a while. We split up, and I just really fell really hard into like the half hardcore. Yeah. Like I love hardcore music too, like really heavy stuff. But when I got into like where some bands that can just blend it really well, like some really good melodic singing and playing, as well as some heavy breakdowns with some good solid screams. I love that. So
yeah, I got huge into Coheed and Cambria, and then also Dashboard Confessional, which was way more on the emotional side than the hard side. But Coheed was great.
So good.
Yeah, so good. But I wanted to ask you a question. You said lifelong Spanish Fork, and I just learned something that blew my mind. And I want to know if you were there, and that would be awesome if you were. But I learned that in the 90s, Spanish Fork, the town, thought they were booking like a monster jam kind of monster truck rally, and they booked Rage Against the Machine. And they didn't realize it until too late. And Rage Against the Machine, being the amazing band that they are, honored the agreement and came and played, even though the town didn't want them to come. And it's like this epic, legendary show that happened right here in Spanish Fork. Like, did you know about that? Were you around at the time?
Oh my gosh, I did know about it. I didn't know who they were. I'd never heard of them, and I was very young. I kind of was 90s, like 5th grade or something like that. Yeah. I came home. My brother was 2 years older than me that day from school. He was like waiting for me in the yard, and he was like, "Dude, listen." He like told me about basically what you just said. This band just got booked. They're coming. They're playing at the fairgrounds, and we lived like literally very close to the fairgrounds at the time. Yeah. We were just like right between Spanish Fork and Salem, like up on a hill. So it was like a mile or less. And he's like, "We got to get inside." He's like, "There's going to be riots. There's going to be like," it was real. Like, I really was like, "Whoa, no way. Are you who's this? Rage Against the what?" You know?
Yeah.
And I'm so sad I didn't know who they were, so I couldn't go to it. Yeah. But yeah, totally real, man. It was like,
did your brother go or no?
No, he was only 2 years older than me. He was like literally scared too, because he saw like some news thing or whatever. We were like kids. It's like, whoa, oh no.
Did your parents say like absolutely not, or did your
they didn't like care too? But I think by the time they got home from work, they probably kind of laughed off the like stay inside thing or whatever. And
did the town put like a don't go out or like a moratorium or something like that?
Yeah, because that's what like my bro was like. He must have saw some like afternoon news or something.
It's crazy.
And there was like because there are news clippings you can like look up on YouTube of it. You know what's like really funny though is they do this pyrotechnics thing or this pyro musical thing in Spanish Fork every year. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah, I think so.
They like shoot off fireworks to music.
Yeah, I think I just went to it with my kids.
Did you see it? They started off with news clipping audio from that.
Oh, no.
And then they started the song with Rage was the first song.
That's amazing.
They embraced it this year with like, remember this? And they started their pyro show with Rage. I thought that was so sick.
I know on the Spanish Fork Facebook, I've seen some people come in and be like, we need to do whatever we can to get Rage back in here and get them at the rodeo or something like that. I'm like, oh, please. That would be so monumental.
Like on purpose this time. Yeah, that'd be so cool.
Yeah. That would be so cool. We'll get away from that, but yeah, it's just such
Cool.
a crazy, legendary thing I learned, and pretty nice. I mean, I moved to Spanish Fork, so I'm here right now with my wife and 4 kids,
Oh,
and
cool.
so I was not expecting an amazing story like that to come out of this town. But yeah, it's really cool.
So sick. Yeah. I wish I was a little older. I barely missed the pocket where I would have been there. And no
Yeah, and
question.
you're
No matter
probably,
what.
I don't know. So I graduated in 2000. We're probably similar age. It sounds like I might be a
Yeah.
little bit older, in fact,
We're
right? So
close.
like. Yeah, so just like me, my uncle, who was only 8 years older than me, he loved Rage Against the Machine, and he got to see him at like the Democratic National Convention play for free. But it was like I was just too young to like be going to shows on my own. So I'm so frustrated that I didn't like catch more of that when it was around. Because yeah, way cool. You
So
mentioned
cool.
you mentioned that your friend and you kind of butted off in separate ways. I'd love to know, what was the scene like? Like, it's still pretty divided and still heavily influenced by the LDS church around here now. What was it like being in a post screamo punk band in the late 90s, early 2000s in a place like this?
It was fun, man.
Yeah.
It really, really was, because there was a whole scene behind it. Like everybody, and I guess we were doing all right. Like our band was kind of doing some good. We were playing some pretty cool music, and I think at one point, like Hot Topic wanted to put us on
Nice.
something and like put us in their stores and whatever. But it all split up, just like internal drama or whatever.
Always does.
Like it does, yeah.
Yep.
So. But the scene was sick, man. I remember that there was like a pizza place in a Pier 49 in Springville.
Oh yeah.
It was just doing like after hours like shows in their place, and it was so bad. I like, did we? Can I swear?
Yeah, for sure. I don't think I have any under 18 followers at this point. So yeah.
Okay, I mean, obviously, sorry, I had to clear that up.
Yeah.
So it was super cool, man. There was like people everywhere, like at all the shows. I remember we were killing. There was a couple of bigger bands, one called Victim Effect, that was just coming through, drawing huge crowds, and we opened up for them. It was like one of our first shows, and it was cool. Warped Tour was still going at the time, and music was way cooler. It was way like funner. The journey, people were more supportive. I shouldn't say, and it was more like obviously in person, versus like how it's a lot of it's online now. Where, well, what we're doing now, obviously, this isn't too different.
Content is king at this point, right? Like, it's lame, but it's what you need to like get recognized.
Totally, I'll take it if that's what it is. Let's go.
That's
right?
what it is. Yeah. The one thing I do appreciate now that I didn't have back then is, I grew up sitting with a guitar around a radio, like press and record on a tape deck, because that's how I got my songs, and that's how I like recorded the songs that I like. And now you can just Spotify and you can get Led Zeppelin, the whole discography at your fingertips. So there's pros and cons. I don't think anyone now will ever realize. My kids still can't even grasp that like you didn't even have access to the lyrics. Like, just having the internet now at your fingertips and just being able to look up lyrics is mind blowing to me, because when I was a kid, that was, it was like, please, when I buy the CD, please let the liner notes include the lyrics.
Booklet and stuff. Oh, yes, please be. And you didn't know either. Like,
and you never knew. You spent $15 just hoping.
Yeah, you're like, please, come on. And they were. You're like, yes, there's like artwork and stuff. It's like, this is sweet.
Yep.
Oh, man. Totally. And I bet that's how the album, like, records were, like, back in the day, like, whatever, vinyl. That's what I'm trying to think of. Big old artwork, elaborate, open up, they didn't do lyrics so much in those, huh?
I don't, luckily I'm not that old where I remember a lot of vinyl. I mean, my dad had some, but like, I don't remember a lot of that. I think like there was a pull out and there would be lyrics on that sometimes. But yeah, I'm sure it was the same thing. And I'm sure it was hard to fit and probably costly to like put, the ones that open up and you have the big long thing. So that all the lyrics are there. But I always appreciated any of the bands that included the lyrics in there, because that's all I really was interested in, was learn those lyrics so I could sing along to the CD. It was way cool. You've been songwriting obviously for a long time, probably 20 plus years. Do you have a ton of songs? Do you have songs that do you have hours of songs that you've created on your own, or do you heavily rely on covers?
Yeah, I do actually mostly play my own music when I play live. I have less covers that I can play than I have originals. So not tons. I guess that puts me at like, I'm looking at my list right now over here, like 15 probably like original songs that I can play.
Nice.
And so that takes some time, especially they're all there. Some of them are 4 minutes even still, like,
Yeah.
whoa, crazy. I remember back in the day, songs used to be like long or whatever, but now
Yeah.
it seems like the narrative is like, you got to get them kind of quick, like,
Yeah.
even with your music and stuff.
Oh, and I'm sure that there's some kind of, lessening attention with everyone nowadays too. So like the shorter the song, the better. Even my kids don't love whenever there's a song that I'm listening to, they want me to show them on the screen in the car. Like, how long is a song? It's just like 4.5 minutes long. Like, this is ridiculous.
That's great for me.
Yeah, like show me on the screen. How far are we? Is there gonna be a long outro here? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, like if you skip a little, I think
it's gonna be a while.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So do you also, I've noticed a lot of the original tunes you write real, heavy with lyrics, a lot of lyrics or a lot of lyrics in one line. You ever forget your own lyrics when you're playing, live tunes? That happens to me constantly. So I imagine it happens to other artists, but I don't know.
Oh, totally, man. It's happened. It's the weirdest sometimes, just like right as I've already played the intro, like it's time to sing or whatever, and I don't remember even at all like what this first verse is or whatever. And I just like keep playing the intro or something and just sit. I'm like, I can't. And it's like panic mode. Like the more I can't remember, the harder it is to remember. I'm just.
And if you just get that one word, like sometimes I'm like, what's the first word?
Well, first word, and I don't know. Somehow it always works out. You finally something, whatever. And other ways too. I've actually like accidentally sang the second verse like first. And then I'm like, I guess I'll just switch it up or whatever.
I just justify like they're not paying attention. Nobody knows.
I try to hope. Yeah, those are the moments I hope they're not. I'm like, yeah, they didn't care right there. Probably that's fine.
And I should say, and I did see, and I'm sorry I missed it, but congrats, you got second place at the Songwriters Spanish Fork little competition, right? You've played that a couple of years now because I've seen you, I think, last year there too.
Yeah, absolutely. This is I want to say third or fourth year that I've played it, and like the first year I got like third place, and then I played a couple of years and didn't place, which was fine because I was like, I do my own float in the parade anyways.
Oh yeah.
And so if you win the competition, one of the prizes is some money, and then you ride on a float on the Booth Brothers like float or bus that they have, and you perform each one after another for the whole parade and kind of showcase your winnings. And so I was like, I can't win and do my own float. Like I can't ride both, and so it was good. But this year, I placed again, which I really didn't expect. I was kind of thinking that we had an agreement here, Spanish Fork, that I can't win or whatever. And that's fine with me. No, it just happened, and that was cool. I played a song for my daughter that I had recently finished. She's 17 and it's just been long overdue. And I think it delivers, at least that kind of makes up for the time spent. But I don't like to write songs like quickly. I wish I could, but I guess I should say I can't really anyways. But
I feel the same. I feel like I get a good idea or a good riff, and then I'm like, oh, this works. And then I record that, but then I'm like real hesitant to add anything to it because I'm like, I don't want to ruin this, but then it takes me a long time to finish anything with have any value. I did want to ask about this. This is a huge issue that every person I've talked to has had some kind of issue with this. But I noticed recently you were kind of promoting AI posters, but you got a little pushback on that. And I didn't realize when I started this, the pushback on AI hadn't really started even 3 or 4 months ago as much as it is right now. And there's like a huge pushback against AI and the usage of AI. How do you feel about that? Where do you stand at this point? At this point, I've kind of made the commitment that I'm not going to use AI at all at this point, and I'll just, go back to Photoshop and doing it the old school way. But how do you feel about that?
I'm like kind of mixed a little bit, but mostly, I guess if I could explain, like I actually use AI a lot and have used not for for everything, for like a lot.
Yeah.
It's insanely useful. Like I know there's like this whole like it's dangerous thing going on. I'm a little bit ignorant to like truly maybe understand the implications of that, but I don't know. I'll admit that part.
I appreciate your honesty only because I have to use it for work all the time. I'm using it constantly, and I don't think there's ever an escaping it.
Yeah.
But I do.
So I
Yeah.
think specifically people get like the more specific challenge or that I'm getting is like replacing somebody's personal art with AI, and instead of like paying them, you're like using AI. Well, first of all, like on the most basic pushback of that is like I'm paying AI $20 a month.
Yeah.
Like if I get like a local artist to make me like an album cover or album art, like I promise you it's gonna be more than $20, a lot more. We're not all like wealthy enough to pay that type of money for everything. And obviously if I could just draw it or paint it myself, like I totally would.
Yeah.
Got my toes dipped in so many ponds. I just don't think I got an 11th one to throw in the artist, to become an artist pond or whatever. So it's like, and then that's like a whole like thing for me about it is like you can't always afford it. So you take what you can get, right? Which is like sometimes you're just doing that. So then that's like the more like broken down part of it for me, which is like it's a flyer, dude. We're talking about like the most trash piece of promo
literal
material.
garbage after 3 days of
like it's garbage, and people like look at it, and I mean some people out there do like to save their like tickets and maybe like show posters for big shows or something like that, but I mean some people and not many. But even on that note, it's nobody's gonna like frame a flyer and like put it on the wall. It's not art. It's more business.
I feel like also, and maybe I'm only speaking for myself, but in my mind, flyers and promos, like they all were such a problem for me because like I had this music and I wanted to promote something, but like I suck at Photoshop and I suck at art and like, drawing. And so it was always like, man, I wish I could like just have this thing to create. And so now you invent AI and you can literally just tell it exactly what you want with what it is. And it is magical what it spits out. And you're like, I wish I had this when I was 16. This is incredible. This is amazing. Yeah.
And so I was getting like, first, what really led me to like even make that post was like I was getting like flooded with people like their posts about like the trend of like trashing on AI for your flyers, because I don't know why when stuff gets like easy for people on a mass level in life, it gets deterred somehow. Like it's always getting like argued or like combated with. The idea that we could all like finally actually like not have to pay out the ass for promotion or like have terrible looking flyers that don't even lie about it out there. If you see a flyer and it sucks, you're like, I don't really care about that. That's true, and pretty much everyone knows it. Like if it doesn't look good, there's something about it not looking professional. So now that we can all like be on the same playing field here and like have a professional looking marketing tool, this is not like me. It's not my album cover. It's not like, it's just to get you to where I'm performing. So that you can get
it's just an attention grabber and literally trash the next day.
So I just don't think in that level. Now I do think that you probably shouldn't use it for like album art. I have, gosh dang it, in the past. I probably won't anymore, but because I don't know though, that's still expensive, dude.
It is. I appreciate your insight. I think that I get from the artist standpoint, you don't ever want to recreate or take away from other art. I don't think that I support it so much in the like usage of recording your own song or like taking some little demo and then you just put a full band behind it and it's like, oh, now I'm a professional songwriter. Or even using it to like write your lyrics or write your songs, right? And like you don't know any instruments, you just spit it out because of generative AI.
Yeah,
I totally get all those arguments, but if I'm going to be making my own promo album anyway, and I'm going to be spending 3 hours on Photoshop putting out pure garbage, and then but on the contrast, I can just spit into AI and be like, hey, create me this cool flyer for my show that I have next week, and it spits it out in 2 seconds. It's just such a game changer for musicians.
It is. There's like time saving, game changing and I'll take that wherever I can get it. And I think that in the flyer realm that it's acceptable. I, like you mentioned, writing songs with it. I don't think that should be like releasable stuff, but
Yeah.
maybe you could use it to inspire you to write your own song or like something like that.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you about also, speaking of like style and art, you have obviously a very unique look and style. How did you get that? When did you start caring about that? When did you start being like, I'm going to dress like this and I'm going to look like this? Because obviously it's different than most. It definitely fits the rock star legend iconic look. When did you start that, and how important is that to you these days?
That's a cool question, dude. I think I've always like cared about just the way I look from like birth. I like not necessarily cared like that it's all the right stuff, but I guess in a way just that it's different or whatever.
Yeah.
Like there's a picture somewhere of me in a photo album, dude, when I'm like 4 years old or something. And I'm literally wearing like purple spandex shorts and then like my dad's cowboy boots up to my knees, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or no, I'm like 2 actually, because I'm wearing like, something like that. And then just some crazy like tank top thing or whatever. And just like ever since a kid, I've always wanted to like I just wanted to like look different. I don't know why. Like it's the weird, it's hard to explain, but so then that kind of like blossomed, if you will, like in a lot of different ways growing up. I went from like 5th grade Jinkos. I was like rocking, they're like back now or whatever, but I was rocking those hardcore, like biggest bottoms I can get around.
Nice.
From there to like I was doing the like Anchor Blue, like beyond baggy jeans, because I was a skater for like a few hot years. Like I was rollerblader, actually.
Nice.
An aggressive inliner or whatever. And
did you ever see the movie Airborne?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
That inspired me to also rollerblade, because I was like, that was the best movie ever.
Yes, dude. And Brink.
Yeah.
When I was like, yeah, dude. So anyway, I was total soul skater, bro. And I was all like just baggy, big jeans. And I even went through like a whole sweatsuit phase where it was like same color top, bottom, like bright baby blue and like bright yellow. I had these like infamous bright yellow sweatpants that were like XXL. Like literally like took many people.
You must get recognized on the street, right? Like, or do people recognize you because you've played a lot of shows? You definitely dress like an icon. Do people notice like, hey, you're the guitar player?
They do. Yeah, it happens, man. It's actually like quite a bit, at least. Like weekly for sure or whatever. At some point, at least once.
I might need to cut my hair and maybe style it different or something to get some more.
And usually it's all my shit like crazy colored half and half, right? You've seen that kind of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I love it, man. And the last question I wanted to ask you before I don't want to take up too much of your time tonight, but the last question I want to ask is, if you could have a dream gig, dream venue, what's like your, oh man, this is what like top level for me, where this is like what success means in the music venue world?
Oh man, that's a good one, dude. I kind of probably like am dreaming small or whatever, because that's not anymore. I would have said like back in the day, like main stage Warped Tour, like headliner or whatever, right? Like something like that. So maybe like some kind of festival that go when we were young fest, or main stage would be like, what's up, yo, let's go.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah, I think that would probably like maybe when we were young. That thing's popping, man, and it's all the right music.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It's such a cool festival, and I love it. Well, man, Seth, I very much appreciate it. I can't wait to hear you play and kind of blow people's minds and rip their eyes out of their sockets on August 29th. I'm stoked to hear the 2 songs that you're going to choose, and yeah, I'm stoked to have you on board. Very much appreciate your time. Anyone who's listening, I know he's got a ton of shows lined up. Please go see him before August 29th. You'll be doing yourself a favor. He's a tremendous and talented musician and songwriter. Go to SethBonnell.com and you'll see all of his shows listed there. Seth, always a pleasure, man, and can't wait to see you in August.
Okay, bro. Thanks. We'll see you next time.
Thanks so much. Later.
without you, and I'd give it all away for one last chance to say